Hello, welcome to Radiant Resilience. I'm Tori, and today we're going to be doing an all levels slow flow yoga practice. You'll need a strap or a belt or a scarf, and if you do like to use blocks for lunges, you might want to have those handy as well. Just a reminder, keep yourself safe. Everything's optional. Don't do something that doesn't feel right or modify it if you need to. And I try to offer you options as well. So let's get started. Go ahead and come down onto your mat. We're going to start out with a little tense release exercise. So after you're lying down, take an inhale and tense your legs up as tight as they can. Tense your feet up, your hips. And then when you exhale, relax them down. Same thing with the arms. Inhale, tense up the arms. You'll feel your upper back, maybe the front of your chest tensing up as well. And exhale, soften. And then your core, inhale, tighten up your stomach, your hips, your shoulders, your chest. And then exhale, and we'll do one more full body tense. Inhale, tense everything up, including your face. Scrunch your face up. And then exhale, relax down. Now, if having your legs long for this little bit of breathing isn't comfortable, bring your feet to the floor and let your knees prop themselves up. And just start to notice the connection you have of your back, of your body to the floor, and how you're fully supported by the floor. And then notice the sensation of air moving over your exposed skin. It might feel neutral or warm or cold or cool. Become aware of the breath moving through your nose and how the temperature of the air changes from your inhale to your exhale. And then from your nose, follow your breath down into your torso, becoming aware of the movement of your body as you breathe. And let your breath start to deepen, inhaling from your belly up, exhaling from your belly down, with the exhales being slightly longer than the inhales. And very short pauses after each inhale and exhale. After this next exhale is complete, take 2 or 3 sighs, big full inhale. Relax your breath out through your mouth. And one more. And if you have your knees bent, lengthen the legs out. Now reach your arms over your head. On your inhale, big full stretch through your body. Exhale, relax into the floor. And then inhale, stretch one side of the body, the other side stays relaxed. And exhale, let it go. And same thing on the other side. Inhale, stretch. And exhale, release it. Deep breath in, and on your exhale, bringing one knee into your chest. And right here, just take a sigh. Now, slide the other leg, the foot to the floor, bending the knee. Same hand as knee that you're holding. You're going to use that hand to guide that knee in a circle, and the other knee is just going to open out to the side like a butterfly position. And then circle the knee the other direction. Now, bringing the knee out to the side, you can either stay there with the knee to the side, or you can start to slide your hand up your calf or shin towards your foot. So one leg is in a happy baby position, and the other leg is in a butterfly position. And then release. Other knee comes into your chest. Lengthen the bottom leg out. Take a sigh here. Long leg, slide that foot back to the floor. Same hand as knee you're holding is going to circle that knee. Let the other knee open out into your butterfly. And then circle the opposite way. Knee comes out to the side. Either stay there or slide your hand up towards your foot for a few breaths. As you release, bring both knees into your chest and either rock your knees side to side or make circles with knees going in the same direction. And then circle the opposite way. As your knees come back in towards your chest, breathe in. Exhale, reach legs up to the sky, reach your arms up, point and flex your feet, move through your wrists, palms up and then palms down. Spread your fingers and your toes out. Rotate ankles and wrists. And rotate the other direction. Flex your feet, spread toes out again, give your hands a shake, and then bring your hands down by your sides. Bend your knees, and your palms will be down. Bend your knees, press your low back into the floor. So your shins are making a tabletop, knees are directly over your hips. Low back is pressing into the floor. Big exhale to really feel your core knit together. Now, you're going to keep your knee at this same bend. So you don't want to bend it any more than it already is. You're going to be moving from your hip. Breathe in, and as you exhale, you're going to start to dip one leg down without bending the knee anymore. Inhale it up. Exhale, other side. And bring it up. If you find your low back starts to lift, then lower the leg less. Don't lower it quite as much, so you can keep pressing down into the floor with your low back. Not a big movement, but your whole core is having to work right now. Couple more. All right, as you bring the knees back up, bring your legs really close, tight together. Squeeze them in together, draw your sits bones together. Low back still presses down and just hold there for a few breaths. Place feet on the floor right next to each other. Flip your hands so the palms face up. Breathe in, and as you exhale, roll up into a bridge, still squeezing your legs together, and come up onto your toes. Walk your shoulder blades in towards each other. Press the arms down, lift your heart. Squeeze the legs together, lengthen tailbone towards your knees. Breathe in. On your exhale, release your spine one bone at a time down to the floor. Heels release, open your knees out to the sides into a butterfly. Rock your head side to side. Head comes back to center. Bring your knees in. Walk your feet out to probably about your mat width. Now that might be different depending on your height and leg length and your hips. So you want your toes to angle out naturally. Instead of trying to point them straight ahead. When you point them straight ahead with this wide position, you can twist your knee, and you want to avoid that. So let your toes angle out naturally. You want your knees as wide as your ankles. So if they won't go as wide as your ankles, narrow your feet to match your knees. Arms down by your sides, palms up. Breathe in. On your exhale, slowly roll back up into a wide bridge, walking shoulder blades in, lengthening out your tailbone. So this gets into those side glutes, the medius and minimus. Bend your elbows so the upper arms press down and your forearms press to the sky. One more breath in here. And then as you exhale, slowly roll back down. Slide your arms out to a T position. You can narrow your feet a little bit if you need to for comfort. Breathe in, and as you exhale, twist one way, look the other way. Inhale, center, and over to the other side. Back to center, over to the first side. So you're looking in the opposite direction of where your knees are. Take a sigh. And then slide the arm that you're looking at up alongside your ear and just stretch it up over your head. So you'll feel the rib cage, maybe the side of your waist up into the side of your shoulder stretching here. And then slide that arm back down. Then come back through center and twist the other direction. Take another sigh. The arm you're looking at, slide that arm up alongside your ear and stretch it up above your head as far as you can go. Breathing into it deeply. And then slide the arm back down to a T position, back to center with your head and your legs. Breathe in, exhale, knees into your chest, and rock side to side again. Roll all the way over to one side. Bring yourself up to a seated position. Make sure you're seated nice and tall. And then we're going to work on our jaws just a little bit. So you can either use your fingertips or you can tuck your fingertips in and use the knuckle part of your hand. Keep your jaw soft. And you're just going to push in and make circular motions right at the jaw joint. And chances are you'll feel some tenderness, so work into those spots a little more if you're able to, if you can tolerate it. And then you're going to keep doing that motion, pushing in and up toward just underneath your cheekbones as you work forward all the way to the front. So there's that big muscle on the sides of your jaw, the one that you think of when you chew. But as you move forward, you're also, these are a lot of little connection points right here under at the cheekbone that move the muscles that help us move our lips to talk. You might find some tender spots there, and then work your way back to the jaw joint. Now you're going to go down to the lower jaw, the mandible, and you're going to start right at that pointy spot of your jaw, pushing in, same thing, little motion, circles just above your jawline, working forward. And again, you might find some spots that feel kind of tender. I do. Okay. And then work your way back. Now you're going to go just behind that pointy part of your jawbone and just underneath your earlobe. And you're going to push, use your index and middle fingers, push in and make little circles there. And oftentimes this spot can be really tender. So work into that. Sometimes I'll even hear some like crunchy kinds of sounds. So work through those, smoothing things out there. And then right from there, slide your hands down to your chest. And again, slide down. And now we're going to come just underneath the collarbone, starting on one side underneath the center part, the pointy part. Right underneath there, push in and work out. Circle motions as you work out towards the shoulder. So we're helping the, not only releasing tension in the jaw, but helping the lymphatic system, helping that drainage and the movement of the lymphatics, which relies on us moving our muscles in our body to make the lymphatics circulate. So we're just giving it a little help. Go to the other side. Sometimes you'll find some tender spots in this area. So again, you might work those tender spots a little more. Working out and back in. And then you're going to take a fist and just gently do a little pound right on your breastbone, known as the thymus thump. which again is also really good for helping your nervous system. It plays a big, or not your nervous system, your immune system. It plays a big part of your immune system. And then let hands come down, take a sigh. Slide your hands down to the floor, sitting tall. Drop your head towards your chest, chin to the chest. Take a sigh. Shoulders dropping down. Keep your chin on your chest. Slide it over to a collarbone on one side. And then slide it through center into the other side. And back to the center. Now roll your head. Ear comes to the shoulder on one side. Forward, other side. Keep going a few more times in each direction. On your next time, when you come to the side, you're going to stop there and just nod your head. Very small nods. Again, keep your jaw relaxed and then stop, take a breath, let it go. Now the side of your neck that's feeling the stretch, you're going to reach over with the opposite hand, starting at the base of the skull right there. It's kind of a tight, you'll feel almost like a rope there. And you're going to just pinch it like you're kneading down that line. All the way down the neck and across the top of the shoulder. Okay, and then let the hand come down, roll your head forward, other side. First stop for those nods. And then keep the head there, reach over so you're massaging the stretched side of your neck, and again, pinch and knead down that tight side, all the way down the neck and across the top of your shoulder. Okay. And then release, chin comes forward to the chest, breathe in. Exhale, bring your head upright, roll shoulders up, back and around. Big circles. Continue with your shoulder rolls, but move your shoulders separately and let your rib cage move too. And then inhale, take a shrug. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, sweep arms up, interlace fingers, press your palms up to the sky. Let your shoulders lift at first and then drop them down. Take a breath in. Exhale, hand comes down, reach to the side. And up and over to the other side. And back up. Now we're going to come forward. So you're in a cross-legged position. Keep your spine straight. Just hinge from your hips as you walk your hands forward. Chin is tucked slightly. Sideways view. So you want your chin tucked, spine straight. Pull your heart forward so the front of your body, your torso stays long here. And then take a look, whatever foot you have in front, the direction those toes are pointing is the direction you're going to walk your hands. And come back to the middle and press up. Switch the cross of your legs. Same thing, coming forward. Heart stays lifted and pulling forward. Chin is tucked. And then hands go in the direction of your front toes. Back to the center. And come up. Open the knees wider so the soles of your feet come together. Now you don't have to have the heels very close to your hips. You can have them further out if that's more comfortable. And if you're not able to sit up straight, just lean back onto your hands so your spine is straight. We're focusing on our sits bones. So we're gliding one sits bone forward as you glide the other one back and switch. So my sits bones are doing the same thing my hands are doing right now. And I'm just showing you with my hands so you can see what's going on with my body. But you're just going to go side to side. So it's a little twist, but what I'm focusing on here is the inner thigh right up at the groin, little stretch there. And then back to center, bring your feet to the floor. Knees come up, lean back on your hands, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Press your heart up. Gaze is where it feels best for your neck. Maybe lift your hips up. Hips come back down, lean back behind sits bones, move your knees side to side, massaging your glutes. All right, and then we're going to come all the way up to table. Finding your table, you're going to stretch one leg out behind you, tuck the toes under on the floor, push back through your heel. Now, working through the foot and the ankle, bring your heel forward and push it back, and forward and back, and again forward and back. As you push back through the heel, stretching through the back of that leg, you might lift the other knee up towards your chest. If you did lift the knee, bring it back down to the floor. Take that same leg and slide it over out to the side. I'm going to turn so you can see. So you're out here. Outside edge of your foot's pushing down, lift your arch. Sits bones lengthen back. Deeper stretch, the long leg, drop that hip towards the floor a little. And you might even go down to your elbows. If you did lower down, come back up onto your hands. Now walk your hands away from that long leg, and you're just going to come onto one hand. Open the chest, bring your arm up and hand behind your head. Lift the leg, point the toes, and make little circles with that leg. Trying to stabilize everything else, just the leg moving. Circle the other direction. Good. And pause here. Reach the arm back up, drop the foot, flex the foot, and take the top arm up alongside your ear. Good. And then walk your hands forward. Come back to both knees. And either lift up to a down dog, or you might come forward into a puppy pose, arms reaching forward, heart melts, and the hips stay lifted. If you come into puppy pose, you want a deeper stretch, you can come onto fingertips. Down dog, after pedaling your feet a little, you might drop down into your full pose. And then drop knees down and come into child's pose. And come back up, stretch through the other leg, toes under, push back through your heel. And then bring the heel forward and push it back. And forward, push it back. And again, forward, push it back, keep pushing it back. Maybe lift the other knee up towards your chest. If you did lift the knee, bring it back down. Slide your long leg out to the side. Outside edge of the foot pushes down, lengthen sits bones back. Maybe go down to your elbows. And if you did lower down, come back up. Walk your hands away from your long leg, coming onto one hand, opening through the chest. Top hand, elbow opens up, hand behind your head. Lift the leg, point the toes, circles, little circles. Trying to keep everything else still and circle the other direction. All right, release the foot down, flex it. Take your top arm, stretch it out alongside your ear, breathing into your side body here. And then walk your hands forward, coming back to table. Breathe in, and as you exhale, round your back. Inhale, arch. And one more time back to neutral and either into down dog or puppy pose, your choice. And then coming into child's pose. Take a sigh here. Staying on elbows, come up into table. We're going to do a little a dolphin push-up. So you can stay in table, hands are clasped, and you would bring your chin forward and back. If you want to make this more challenging, you'll come up into dolphin, or it's like a down dog on your forearms. And same thing, coming forward and pushing back. If this doesn't feel good on your shoulders, you will skip it and do some cat-cows. Let's do one more. And then back to table. Stay on your forearms, and we're going to work right into plank. So plank can be on knees. Plank can be on toes. Pull your elbows towards the back of your mat. Lengthen tailbone. Scoop navel in. Broaden collarbones. Breathe smoothly. That's the hard part. Breathing. Release all the way down to your belly. Toes release. Reach your arms forward. Lengthen out tailbone, scoop navel in, engage glutes. On your next inhale, lift opposite arm and leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reach out, switching, and release. Couple more on each side. You don't have to lift very high, but you want to feel like you're reaching in opposite directions strongly. All right. Now, as you come down, slide your arms out to a T position, palms facing the floor. Re-engage your core. Tailbone down, navel in, glutes working. Now, lift the upper chest. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Maybe lift the legs. Breathe here. Chin is tucked. One more breath. Hands come under forehead. Release down. Big inhale. Sigh it out. And then just wiggle your hips side to side, releasing your low back. You shouldn't have felt any pinching in your low back, but this is a nice release if you overdid it. Or bend your knees and windshield wiper your feet side to side. All right, legs lengthen back out. Hands next to your ribs. Press yourself up. Back to table, walk your hands over to one side and come into child's pose with the hands to the side and hips pushing in opposite direction of your hands. So another little side stretch here. So from the front, it looks like this. And again, breathing into the side of your body. And come up and switch to the other side and lower down. So not only is this great for our respiration, our breathing, but it also helps even us out if we have some unevenness from one side to the other. And then coming back up. Returning to table, wag your hips side to side. All right. And then we're going to come back to that first leg that we stretched out. Bring the leg out in front of or out behind you. Breathe in. As you exhale, knee into your forehead in the center. Inhale, reach it out. And then knee to the opposite elbow. And stretch it out. And then knee to the same shoulder. And stretch it out. One more time on all three. First to the center. And then opposite elbow. And same shoulder. All right, now we're going to take that same leg, swing it through, and bring it to the outside of your hands. So your hands are on the floor in front of you, and the foot's just to the outside of that one hand. You want to use your toes to walk your foot forward enough so that when you drop your hips forward, the knee ends up over your ankle instead of over your toes, okay? All right, so you can stay right here, work at lengthening through your torso, Or come with me, back toes under, lift your back knee up. Lengthen through the torso. Maybe you hold here, or maybe you dip your knee. Back knee dips down and lifts. Down and up, down and up. Now you can keep back knee lifted, or you can bring the back knee to the floor. Same hand as your front leg reaches up into a twist. Lengthen again. Strong back leg if the knee is lifted. And then as you untwist, hand comes back to the floor, back knee comes down, release the back toes. Walk your hands back as you straighten their front leg, lengthen through your torso, turn your toes side to side. And then turn the toes out. Keep them there. Walk your hands to the outside of that leg. And you don't have to go very far. You can also be up on blocks. But we're working on feeling a stretch along not only your hamstrings, but the outside of that leg. And then coming back, slide that leg in. Whoa! Okay, we'll do the same thing on the other side. Leg lengthens out, breathe in, exhale, knee into the center. Inhale, stretch it out. Knee to the opposite elbow and stretch it. Knee to the same shoulder and stretch it. Again, all three. Center, opposite elbow, same shoulder. Okay, now we're going to take that leg forward. Use the toes to walk your foot forward enough to stack the knee over the ankle as your hips come forward. Lengthen through the body. Hold here, or back toes under, back knee lifts, hold here, or dip back knee and lengthen it. And dip, lengthen one more time. Dip, lengthen. Back knee can stay up, or you can bring it to the floor. Same hand as front leg reaches up into a twist. Bring the hand back down. Back knee comes down, release toes. Walk your hands back, straightening the front leg. Lengthen through the torso, turn your toes side to side. And then turn the toes out. Walk your hands to the outside of that leg. Flex the foot. Good. And come back. Now we're going to come forward. We're going to change it up a little bit. Hands are going to be on the floor. Back toes lift up. Back knee lifts up. Push off your back foot. Step it forward. So we're kind of in a wide bent knee forward bend. We're going to alternate a few times. Step it back with the other leg and step it forward. Keep your knees really bent back and forward, back and forward and back and forward. One more time. Now, stay in this bent knee. Feet are about shoulder width or a little wider. Hang here, ragdoll. Hands to your thighs, shoulders away from your ears, back of your neck is long. Shake your head no. Nod yes. Head hangs. Take a sigh. Release hands back to the floor. And now we're going to step the first leg back again. Walk your hands to the side of your mat and make your toes point straight ahead. Heart lifts. And then exhale, fold forward. Maybe hooking index or middle fingers around your big toes, opening elbows. You could also be on a block. I'm going to turn sideways. And then come up halfway again. Bend your knees, turn your toes out. Bring the hands to the inner thighs. Push thighs back, chest is forward. Dip one shoulder, look over the other. And switch. Back to center. Now bring your chest up. into goddess pose. All right, we're going to do a little breathing that helps us raise our energy levels. It's called the power hara breath. So you're going to bring your hands to your shoulders, elbows are bent, and you're going to do 2 sips of air in as you do a little twist, and then 2 exhales as you push your heel forward, ha, ha, heel of your hand. So we're going to do that 6 times one direction. Breathe in, breathe out, and go. Last one. And then inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, lower back down. Take a breath in, side out. Same thing again, except for this time we're going to start twisting in the other direction. Breathe in, breathe out. Begin. Last one. And again, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, lower down. And release. Turn your toes forward, adjust the width of your feet if you need to. Turn one foot out, bring your arms out, breathe in. Exhale, warrior 2. So check in, bent knee is over ankle, straight line through the foot. We're going to do a little flow here. Inhale, sweep the arms up as you lengthen the leg. Exhale, flow down. Inhale up. Maybe each time you lower, you can go a little deeper if it's available to you. And one more time, up and out. Good. Now, back hand is either going to softly rest on the leg, come to your hip, or wrap around your back. Other arm, palm up, reach it up. And then the arm that's reaching up, bring it back to a T position. If you're wrapping your hand, keep it there. Otherwise, bring your hand to your hip. So we're going to straighten the leg, press the ball of that foot down, and then if your hand is wrapped, use that hand to pull the hip back, or if your hand's on your hip, push your hip into your hand. When you can't reach out anymore with that long arm, then you're going to release it down to your leg softly, or a block, or the floor. Lengthen the other leg back up, or the other arm, not your leg. And then looking down, bend your knee. Bottom arm comes to the inside of the thigh. Other arm reaches up. Bottom arm is going to press the leg back, the thigh back. And then you can either lower your hand down to a block or the floor, or ease the elbow to the thigh and stretch over. And come back up, warrior 2. Straighten the leg, release, turn the toes forward, roll your shoulders, and then we'll do the other side. Toes out, arms out, breathe in, exhale, warrior 2 here. Just check in, make sure things are set up the way you want them. And now we'll flow. Inhale, reach up, exhale, lower down, and up, and down. Last one, up, and down. Take a breath here. Now the hand you're not looking at is either going to come down soft on the leg to the hip, or wrap the arm around your back. Other arm, palm up, reach up. And come back down to a T with that long arm. The other hand's going to stay either wrapped or hand to the hip. Lengthen out the leg, press the ball of that foot down. Pull your hips away from that leg or push into your hand. Reach out as far as you can reach with that arm, and then maybe bring it down. Nice and soft. Reach the other arm up. Make sure you're still breathing. If you find you're breathing shallowly, see if you can slow your breath down and deepen it. Bring it lower so it's not just up in your chest. And then look down, bend the knee. Bring the arm down so it's floating on the inner thigh. Other arm's reaching up. Push the thigh back with your arm. And then you can either lower that hand all the way down to a block or the floor, or bring the elbow to the thigh and stretch over. And back up, warrior two. Straighten the leg, toes forward, release the arms. Roll the shoulders again. And then hands to your hips. Hinge halfway. Take a breath in. Exhale, fold down. Release the hands to the floor. And then press up halfway. Bend your knees. Heel toe. Feet in. So you're back into your ragdoll. Feet are fairly wide, wider than shoulders. Bend your knees. Hang here. Bring your hands to your thighs. Breathe in. On your exhale, come up halfway with a flat back. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, roll the rest of the way up, shoulders going up, back, and down. Inhale, sweep arms up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Close your eyes if you're comfortable with that, and sigh. And then open the eyes up. Walk your feet underneath your hips. And then find your mountain pose. Palms forward, lifting up really tall. Open the eyes. Prana Mudra, index and middle fingers extend. This is meant to, again, to raise your energy, to get that life force moving freely through your body. On your inhale, roll up to toes. And then exhale, roll down. Inhale, come up. And release down. Third time, hold it. Palms together. Release all the way down. And take a sigh. Now, as you open your eyes, we're going to do something where we're clasping hands behind our back. If you can't clasp hands behind your back, instead, you're going to get a towel or a strap or a belt so that you can hold it behind your back that way. Okay, so like this. All right, so I'm just going to turn sideways. Find your mountain pose. Inhale, sweep arms up. And exhale, fold down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, lower. Reach fingers back. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. And lower. Fingers go back. Inhale, reach all the way up. Keep the arms reaching up or bring hands to your heart as you lower down, chair pose. Weight's a little more in the heels than the balls of the feet, so your knees are moving away from your toes slightly. Navel is in and up, tailbone is long. And then sweep arms down. Now, if you're going to use your strap, this is the time to grab your strap. Fingers reach back. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands to the heart. All right, take your hands behind you using strap or clasping hands. We're going to bend your knees softly, scoop in the navel, and come back down, chair pose, just like this. Breathe in. And as you exhale, fold forward. As you're folding forward, you're going to reach your arms up towards the ceiling and away from the body. So you're not just letting the arms flop over. You want some engagement in your shoulders. Reaching out as far as up towards the ceiling and then away from the body. All right, bend the knees, arms come down, back to chair pose. We're going to flow with that a few times. Forward and out. And down and lift. Couple more. Forward, reach out, bring the arms in, and chair. Last time, forward
You reach out. Again, not only is this really good for your shoulders as long as you're doing it within your range of motion, but it gets the lymphatics moving up in the chest area. All right, stay here and then release all the way up. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, lower down, and then walk your hands forward or walk your feet back, and we're going to work into table. From here, you're going to bring one foot up with the knee on the floor. I'll turn to the front so you can see. Knee is on the floor, and then swing that leg over to the other side. Reach back to the hand. Push your foot into your hand. So its opposite hand is holding onto the foot. If this isn't working for you today, you can use a strap around the foot, or you can come into sunburn, where your one leg is reaching, the other arm is reaching. All right, breathing here. Now, nice and controlled, release the leg back, release the arm forward, stretching in both directions. Back to both hands and knees, wag your hips side to side. Back to center, same thing on the other side. Foot lifts, the knee is on the floor, swing the leg over, or swing the foot over. Reach back with your hand, push foot into hand. So even here, scooping the navel in and up, the tailbone is long. Breathe. And then stretch the leg back and the arm forward. Bring the hand down, bring the knee down, wag hips side to side again, or maybe do a little cat-cow. And then back to down dog or puppy pose. And back up to table. We're going to come into pigeon pose. So I'm going to have you modify it quite a bit. Actually, we'll come into it this way. So you're going to come to seated, and you're going to work into Z pose, where one foot and one knee are together here, just like this. So we're going to sneak into pigeon. And then the front leg, the one where the foot's in front, you're going to frame that knee with your hands. Now you can always raise that hip up with a blanket or a block you could put underneath that hip. If you don't like it, you can do figure four pose on the floor, laying down. But then we're going to hinge or drape over the front leg. You want your forehead to rest on something. So it could be stacked hands, a block, your fists, whatever you need. Just see how that feels on your body. If you're feeling like it's okay to take this further, you can start to extend the back leg out behind you and then roll that hip towards the floor so that the kneecap starts to point straight down. Maybe you don't get all the way to that point. That's okay. Check in with your front knee. Make sure it's not talking to you. If it is, you're going to change something. You might change the angle of your shin. You might lift that hip up a little more with a prop. Or maybe you're not going to roll so much. Or you might stay in Z pose or figure four pose. Either way, find what feels right for you and just focus on your breath. One more breath in and let it go. And then we're going to come up, lean onto that front hip, swing the back leg around, and then we'll just switch right to the other side. So again, we're starting in Z pose. It's a nice way to ease into it so that you can just assess things before you commit. So we're coming around, coming forward, and just see how that feels again. Check in to your body's wisdom, deciding if you're going to lengthen out the leg And then hip rolls towards the floor, bringing the kneecap to point straight down. Making any adjustments that you need to. Now, if this doesn't feel good, you're going to come out of it and do something different. Z pose or figure 4 pose. As you tune into your breath, just notice the place you're feeling the most intensity in your pose. And as you breathe, see if you can soften into that spot. And then slowly come up, lean onto the hip, swing the leg around, bring both legs out in front of you. And again, we're going to need the strap. If you don't have a strap, that's okay. I'll show you how to do it without a strap. And then release all the way down, knees into your chest. Rock side to side. Place one foot on the floor. And if you do have a strap, you're going to bring the strap around the ball of your foot, of the other leg, and lengthen it out. So if you don't have a strap, you're just going to hold on anywhere you need to on your leg here. If it's okay, lengthen out the other leg and keep the foot flexed. Breathe in, and as you exhale, come into a deeper hamstring stretch. Inhale, back out of it. Exhale, come into it. Inhale, release out of it. And again, come in and out. And then you're going to come halfway in between. So you're not at your edge and you're not fully released, but you're just feeling a nice, gentle, soft stretch here. If you find that you're still gripping in your hamstrings, back out a little bit. And then breathe and soften into that spot. And gradually you might be able to go deeper. But if you go too far and things grip up, it's counterproductive. Okay, now opposite hand as foot holds onto your strap. Same hand as foot, that thumb is going to come right into the crease of your hip. And keep pushing that hip down so you don't want it to lift off the floor. Back way out of your hamstrings, okay? So you're going to back that leg away from your face. Flex the foot, push the outside edge of your foot into your strap, breathe in, and as you exhale, without lifting the hip, keep pushing it down with your thumb, move the leg across your body. So if you're only feeling this behind the leg, move away from the hamstrings more, because I want you to feel it outside of the leg more. Whew. This one's always a good one. And then bring the leg up. Now switch the strap into the other hand and slide the other foot to the floor. Open opposite arm out. Now inhale, and as you exhale, the long leg opens out to the side and the bent knee opens in the other direction. Look over the shoulder of the bent knee side, and then try to even out your hips on the floor by using your core. So again, you can be holding on to your leg instead of a strap. And then, whoops, bring the leg all the way up, bring the knee in, and just move the leg side to side a few times. As you release the strap from that foot, bring the knee into your chest for a hug. The leg you're holding, place that foot to the floor, and then strap goes around the other foot, lengthen it up to the sky. Once you have the leg lengthened, maybe lengthen the other leg out along the floor with a flexed foot. Breathe in, exhale, pull into your stretch. Inhale, move out of it. A couple more. Exhale, pull and release. And again, pull and release. And then find your halfway point where you can breathe without it being too intense. Using exhales to soften here. Okay, moving strap into the opposite hand as your foot. Other hand comes right into the crease of your hip. Push the hip down and move away from your hamstrings. So the foot moves away from your face. Outside edge of the foot pushes into your strap as you flex your foot the whole time and move it across your body. Ah, this is intense. So make sure you're breathing and make sure you're really paying attention, not overdoing it. Knowing the safe limits of where you are today. And that'll be different tomorrow. And then bring that leg back up, slide the other foot to the floor, and transfer the strap into your other hand. So same hand as extended foot. Other arm reaches out to a T, and you're going to look over that shoulder. Breathe in, and as you exhale, knee and leg open in opposite directions. Even the weight out in your hips, so the hips are dropping down equally, and you're accomplishing that by using your core. And then bring everything back to center. Wave the foot side to side. And as you release the strap, hug that knee into your chest. And then both feet to the floor, arms out to a T position. Breathe in, exhale, twist one direction, look the other way. Inhale, center, and over to the other side. So just a few times in each direction. And while you're doing these final twists, just check in. Is there one more thing that your body is just craving? Maybe it's just a big body stretch. Maybe it's happy baby or bridge or whatever it is that's calling to you. Go ahead and move into that first. And then once you've completed that last pose, you're going to settle in for Shavasana. So your Shavasana doesn't have to be on your back. If you're on your back, you can have long legs or you can have knees bent with the knees kind of propping each other up in constructive rest pose. But you could be on your side, your belly, you could be seated, whatever would feel most comfortable for you. And once you've come into your best position for resting, settle in, adjust, and take a few more sighs. And then just allow everything to let go. Feel the earth rising up to support you, giving yourself permission to surrender. No need to hold on. Allow things to soften. Let your breath get easy and slow down naturally. And then bring your attention to your heart center. And within your heart center, visualize a little light right there at the chest. And it's the brilliance of the sun, but the color of the moon. And with every beat of your heart, with every breath you take, that light expands, getting stronger, getting brighter and growing with each breath until it starts to expand out through your whole body, radiating out up through the neck, all the way to the crown of your head. And from the heart out to the arms, to the tips of your fingers. And it keeps expanding down through your torso, your back, your belly, your hips, down the legs, all the way to the tips of your toes. Engulfing and saturating every cell, filling your whole being with bright, healing light and energy. Bringing with it healing, health, vitality, and protection. And when you feel the light has filled up every nook and cranny of your body,
Allow your skin to soften so that the light emanates from you, creating an energetic field of light around you. A field of protection, as well as that light brightens everyone you come into contact with. And just allow yourself to exist within this brilliant light. Breathe into your belly. Let it go. Breathe in belly, low ribs. Let it go. And breathe in belly, ribs, upper chest. And let it go. Begin to bring movement into your body in whatever way feels right. And when you feel ready, roll onto your side and take another sigh there. And taking your time, bringing yourself up to a seated position and working your way into Hridaya Mudra, which is one hand to the heart, other hand stacks on top. The gesture of the heart, bringing your attention back to your heart center. Again, finding that divine light existing right there in your heart center, knowing that it's with you all the time, keeping you safe and healthy and brightening the world. And then bring hands together at your heart. We'll close this practice with one Om. You can join me if you'd like. Exhale, inhale. Bowing your head towards your heart center, thank yourself for your practice today. I thank you for allowing me to share it with you. And I wish you a wonderful day. Namaste.